Okay, I'm back. So I'm back to talk about what I wanted to talk to you all about in the beginning, but what was going on, this white-haired witch movie was going on in the background. You know how you have it and when you first turn it on and it just plays music back and forth until you finally the press play. But you all heard that going on over and over and over again on the last video. But I'm back because what I wanted to talk to you all about, and it's a lot of young people and a lot that are sexually active, and there are a lot of just people that are sexually active. It's just because you're not a young American does not mean you're not sexually active. So I really want to just talk to everybody, but especially the youngsters about STIs, STDs. Now, this is what the spirits have shared with me. You all know I am an oracle. I'm a psychic medium, and I can speak with spirits, and I can speak with the dead. So I'm just giving you all a little bit of information because I don't really talk much like I used to because I did tell you all I'm practicing discipline at this point, that I'm going to have some things that are going to be secretive that won't be shared, and I'm actually logging them in my journal. But this one must be shared. Listen, everyone, be very careful. Be careful who you are sharing your bodies with. Okay. Um, right at this point, right now, your federal government is trying to cut down the population. Okay, by any means necessary. And I'm talking about the American government. That's where I live right now in America. I know it's a lot of people that listen to me. That I'm sure you know where I am because I have a very distinct accent. I have a southern drawl, and but I'm really talking to Americans right now because I can't speak for every country because I don't know what's going on in other countries. But at this point, our government needs to cut the population down. I mean, there are a lot of people that are competing with demands as far as food, land, and other resources. Okay, and there's a lot of us. That's why they call us masses, and there are very few of them, which is the government, the Illuminati, the shadowy government, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so to get these numbers down, um, they need to first of all make a lot of us infertile. Okay, and at the same time too, there is an attack on women, especially a certain population of women. The only way to kill the queen is to get the poison in the hands of the soldiers, because the queen is the one that reproduces. Okay, so it's an attack. There is an attack on the queen at this particular moment. Now, how does the soldiers get the poison to the queen? Look, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'll leave that up to you all. I'll let you think about what you think, and then I'm going to tell you how I that I'm going to give you my own theory about it. And you're not going to sit here and tell me that the population is not a very huge one here in America, and you're not going to tell me that it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a problem for your federal government. Okay, so they need to decrease these numbers. Okay, um, be careful with these health departments. There's a health department in every poor and rural city. They do not have your best interest in mind. They're fixing to build one right here behind me. Okay. And I want to talk about the health department because I've had my kids, you know, getting monthly visits during my pregnancy with the health department. And that is a very sinister place. Okay, I say it's a eugenics project, if you ask me. Okay, don't go there. It's just a project to sterilize as many females as they possibly can, especially poor females. Okay, and once upon a time we would say black, but we gonna just say poor people, because this government don't really care what color you are. See, I keep telling everybody that. Everybody talking about race wars, black against white, white against black, but no, when you're dealing with the government, when you're dealing with elitists, they really do not really care about what color you are. They want rid of both of you all, and if they can get the two of you all to fighting tooth and nail over land, resources, and whatever else you need, oh gosh, that's a bigger bang for their buck. Okay, know that. So check this out. When you go in those places, you can't trust those people. When you're having these pap smears, and for a lot of people who don't know what that is, because there may be some males out there that don't know what that is when they actually use these speculums and open up the wounds of these women. You don't know what they're putting in there, okay? So you can't trust that. Now, a lot of people may say, hey, look, mama, you getting out of hand. What I'm basically saying is this: whether you believe me or not, okay, you'll be better off going to getting your own private doctor rather than to allow them to do those type things to you. I've been involved in a couple of studies at the local health department where I used to live, and I'm telling you right now, what they did to me, okay, affects me to this very day. You don't want to do that, okay? All of these IUDs and all of these implants or whatever, and Moreno rings and stuff like that. Look, let me tell you, Uber rings, you are setting yourself up for poison. You are setting yourself up. I mean, they have chip implants and those things and everything. You are setting yourself up for disaster, because I was involved in one of these studies, and I'm telling you, to this day, they watch me, they track me, and they know where I am at all times. You don't want that. You don't want that. It's just like they tagging you, just like when they go out in the wild and they might want they want to study a raccoon or something like that. And they put a chip on them and they make these documentaries and they can track down where these animals at all times. You don't want that. You don't know what that long term exposure is going to do to your body in the long run. Now, I want to talk about STDs, STIs. I got a question for you all, okay? Now, we're animals, whether you want to believe it or not, okay? We're in a different phylum, but we're all still animals. Explain to me why dogs, cats, and I don't want to hear because you're not a dog, you're not a cat. We're all mammals and we're all animals. Dogs, cats, bears, tigers, lions, tigers, or bears, whatever you want to say. Why do we as humans get STIs, STDs, okay? But animals don't. That's not natural for us to get these sexually transmitted infections. It's not natural, okay? You shouldn't be getting these. I know what you're gonna say. Oh, we get them because it's the God is not pleased with us sleeping with different partners. I still say in the natural kingdom of animals, because you are one. Bears, cows, goats, they do not get STIs. Okay, so don't tell me it goes against God. Don't tell me that, because God would have the same restrictions for other mammals. Don't you think so? What I'm getting at is this right here. Now, here's another theory. They say, well, humans have a tendency to sleep with animals. Okay, they say that. That's a whole nother subject, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, a little later on. Bestiality. We're not going to talk about that now. Well, who knows? I have information on that. I may not never talk about it. I may just keep it logged in my journal. But check this out. Regardless, it's something wrong right now. Okay, like I say, they are utilizing these different techniques to cut down the population and to destroy, okay, women so that we won't reproduce. There's so many of us here. There are a lot of women on the planet versus men. Well, I know here in the United States of America it is. But they have found a way. I always say these laboratories. Let's talk about Plum Island. Let's talk. Y'all know what Plum Island is, so I won't have to talk about that right now. Be careful. Bring me something back. I'm serious. I really would like something to eat. Bring me a little small something, okay? Okay. I hope so. But be careful now. So I'm back. Plum Island. If you don't know anything about it, I want you to go and read up on it. Do some research on Plum Island. You know, right now, the Spirit has led me to believe that, those laboratories are creating germ warfare. And that germ warfare is not for foreign nations. It's for this nation, the United States of America. They are modifying STDs and STIs or whatever you want to call it right now. What do I mean when I say modify? They are creating, it's called biological. These are biological weapons that they're using on American citizens, especially for a certain population of women. And those are usually your poor women. Okay? They are taking these, they're calling them superbugs. So they're superbugs because now they're resistant to penicillin and they're resistant to this and they're resistant to that. Lies. Oh, these bacteria, they have learned a way. Evolution has caused them to be able to now resist some of the greatest bugs ever. What's that? The one of the best antibiotics they have, methicillin, Vanco. Once a bacteria becomes resistant to those, there is nothing to kill that bacteria. All done in a laboratory, y'all. We have natural ways of fighting off infections. We have an immune system. And why haven't our immune systems evolved like the bacteria's immune system have evolved? You see what I'm saying? What I'm getting at? No, you're in the lab making this stuff. Okay? Women, be careful. I don't trust health departments. I don't trust them. I don't trust speculums and I don't trust pap smears. I don't trust these things. And you should not either. They have bugs now that cannot even be picked up with an electron microscope. See, Mama be doing her research and spirits be talking to her. They can't even pick them up because they're making them so tiny and so invisible that they cannot be found. So a lot of people are dying, and we thinking they're dying of certain things, but they're dying of unnatural things that were created in a laboratory. And I would love to get my uncle on here so he could share more information, but he's an elder man, and you talking about, he's a master, okay? He's a master teacher, but he would not be exposing his face on no media like this. But if you all can just hear what he has to say. So since he won't talk about it, I'm going to talk about it because maybe I'm going to save somebody's life. A lot of people are dying and they don't know what is killing these people. People are dropping dead. They got some deadly STIs and STDs out there. And guess what? They won't no longer call them STIs and STDs because you don't even have to be sexual people to catch mess now. Don't listen to them when they tell you can't catch gonorrhea or you can't catch syphilis or some of these germs and stuff by sitting on a commode? Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you today you can, because they are modified. Once it's in your skin, you've got it. They got stuff that just can get in your skin. Now I'm going to be a little bit graphic to women. Protect yourself. Most of these germs can go through condoms. It's made to do that. Let me go back, because I wanted to talk to you all about the health departments, and I want every woman listening to me to please heed my warning. And don't say I didn't say so, because once you get to be my age, you're going to regret it. You're going to say, I wish somebody had have told me. And I want you to know somebody did. That's me. When you go in the health department and you get these condoms, they are laced with biological weapons. Now, I can't say all of them are, but the majority of them are. They are specially made for you so that you can be exposed and you can expose your partners. These germs now do not harm men as much now, but they are made to harm women. Men are the vehicles for these infections, for these biological weapons, and women are the actual labs that keep the warmth and keep the environment suitable so that they can be what? Harvest, so that the vehicle can get it and take it to the next person. Okay? Heed my warning. Okay? These condoms cannot be trusted. If you were to go somewhere and have it tested under a special microscope, because remember I said now they're getting to the point they cannot detect these germs now. So a lot of the times you may go to a doctor and he may say, oh, I don't see anything. I absolutely see nothing at all. And you got symptoms of a UTI, but he can't pick it up. That is because it's not to be found. That's a secret biological weapon. And what it does, it goes in your body and replicates, and it tears down different body systems. Your kidney, for one. A lot of people will be on dialysis machines because it tears down the kidney. The whole thing is to compromise your kidney and to do what? Run your pressure up, do a whole lot of things to your body. And the doctors are stumped. They really don't know what's going on. Okay? No research is done on this. No research is spent on research monies are being spent on this because the population of people who are affected are not important. And it's mostly poor women. Okay? That's what they want to get rid of, poor women. Okay? So, if your immune system, okay, is compromised, you in a whole lot of trouble. They even have an HIV out now that all you have to do is just touch it and you got it. So half the population is going to be infected with this disease before you know it, but it's really to target women. They have to get rid of the queens. Okay? So I want you all to be real careful out there. I went in a bathroom at Captain D's to use the bathroom, and when I saw what I saw, I said I'm not going to urinate. You can stand up and pee on these stools, and this stuff is vaporized. It's almost airborne. You can catch this stuff. You can look, and I need. Let's talk about this stool situation. And I know this is very graphic and nasty, but I went to Captain D's, and on the stool somebody had plastered some yellow jellified stuff all over the commode. It was so disgusting. I said, whoever this is, they have an infection and they need to get to the doctor, but you can't just take ordinary antibiotics to get rid of this stuff. I could tell evidently whoever she is, she's suffering. And it was just disgusting, y'all. But anyway, the infections are modified. They're no longer just I'm infected with a bacterial infection. These are bacteria / fungus / viruses. Okay, somebody sat down on their ass and made that. That should not be in our world. It's no such thing. Okay. They found that these things, and I'm gonna get some information off the internet and share it with you all on Facebook so you can do your own research because they have a name for this particular germ, but I call it germ warfare. Bacteria, fungus, and virus. So that means you have to treat, and this is why you need cocktails, what they call cocktail antibiotics or top cocktail medications to kill it. So, and I'm talking to very few women out there that will watch this. Most people are looking for witchcraft, but y'all know that's just not me. Witchcraft is just not me. Hoodoo is just not me. I'm gonna come and give you a remedy like hoodoo, witchcraft. Now, I'll use that for a remedy, but I also go a little bit beyond just the magical practices. I want an explanation for why is this happening. So I do a lot of research on that, but I can certainly cure it from a supernatural approach. So now here you are, you have something in your vagina that is causing you urinary tract infections, that is living in your kidneys, living in your bloodstream, is affecting so many different body systems, eyesight, diabetes, you know what I'm saying? Your blood pressure is affecting you. You got headaches. You got a lot of stuff going on. It's causing cancers, breast cancers, and all of that stuff stems from that. Believe it or not, y'all. You may think I'm crazy, but all stems from that. Okay, a lot of folks dead. Oh, what was the natural cause? Oh, she had a heart attack. No, some of this stuff can cause heart attacks, stroke, because it thickens the blood. Got all these organisms living in your bloodstream, and this is what they want to happen. They study on animals in research labs to modify these infections. They want you to touch surfaces like doorknobs. So y'all be careful what you're touching. Wear your thick underwears. You should have thick cotton panties on. It's difficult for these bugs to cross that barrier. They can cross latex very easily, but not cotton. Back in the day, we wore cotton gloves. Well, we didn't, but our ancestors had on thick cotton gloves. They had on thick cotton bloomers. That's what they called it, and that kept people from getting infection. But now in your vagina, you're plagued with something you can't get rid of. They've given you 4 or 5 different medications, creams to go in your vagina, and you can't get rid of this stuff. You got now, like I said, you have a bacteria that is resistant to everything. You have a virus that's resistant. This whole one entity, a virus that's resistant to everything, and a fungus that just cannot be conquered. So you got all 3 of these in one. You know that the government made that. It's a eugenics project. It's to keep you in a frenzy. What it's going to do now, since you all are not listening to the Bible now, the Bible that they wrote, that fornication will take you to hell. You're not listening to that anymore. You're doing your own thing. People are not getting married. Marriage was supposed to also keep you in a position where you're not going outside, creating a lot of babies and stuff like that. You stay with your husband, y'all have 3 children. But no. Everybody's just celebrating sexuality right now. So we need a way we got to stop this. They're not listening to the Bible anymore when it says that fornication is an abomination, and it says that adultery is an abomination. They're not listening to that. So we need to find another way to get this population cut down. What can we do? We can make biological warfare sit their asses down. Okay? Now you got all these different infections, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to get rid of it. Now you're sterile. You can't have children. You cannot have children because this stuff has gone in there and it has compromised your reproductive system. You can't have a baby. You're 30 years old and you can't have babies now. But anyway, so I want you all to know this, that you need to definitely be careful what you're suffering, because I'm talking to somebody out there, and you know who you are. You know who you are. You cannot figure out what this is, and all the doctors do is give you something, turn you around, and you back in there again, and you go take the medicine, and you go back out there Again, because you're like, what is going on? I can't get rid of this. And your partner is infected with it. Your partner needs to be treated. Bacterial vaginosis, that's one of them. Biological warfare. They try to tell you, oh, your husband can't give it to you. Oh, your boyfriend can't give it to you. Your partner can't give it to you. Yes, they can. And they need to be treated for that. Okay? I think I've said all I wanted to say about that, but a lot of these infections, women, that you have, it is by no mistake you got it. It was intentionally planted in your womb by your federal government using your partner's penis as a vehicle to get to you. Now, how you gonna get rid of it? Okay, call me. Now you're trying to figure out how in the heck you gonna get rid of it. If this does not reach for one person, it's because that one person is reaching out for a cure. Okay? All of that stuff ain't natural. HIV ain't natural. They make that in the laboratory, guys. Herpes, not natural. But they got herpes, they got HIV, they got hepatitis. All of those are unnatural. Any virus, influenza, those are not natural. They are not naturally occurring. Okay, in your environment. They have been made, they have been modified, rabies, all of that. So any kind of virus, cold viruses are made in the lab. And it's not just the United States of America that's making it. So, when you got these people that come, that are traveling abroad and they're coming here, you have to be careful about sleeping with these people because they are making so many different exotic diseases. Stuff you won't be able to get rid of. Okay? So call me, let me know. If it's you. If you looking for a cure and you want to get well and you don't want this stuff anymore, call me. I mean, it's at a point where you got a fumigated chair to sit down in. Certain women's now. Some women can take that stuff and it don't do anything to them. They're what they call carriers. They carry it. But for some women, it's making your life miserable. Okay. For the people who live down south, you want to know what that pollen is? That yellow stuff come out the sky. That's sulfur. Watch that stuff. That's sulfur. It was funny because I was talking a day ahead of when they went to putting that stuff down on the ground, and I could hear the helicopters that day. They use helicopters to put that stuff down on you. That's flower of sulfur, true enough, but it's not pollen, y'all. It's flower of sulfur. They put that down to do some cleanup, cause allergies, to do all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than them just trying to cause the allergy, because that's not all of what they're trying to accomplish. It's a cleanup. And I'm going to talk about that cleanup in a little bit, but know for sure that when you see that yellow stuff on and I've noticed that it did it one day and it stopped. They're not putting it out as much as they used to. Used to be, it would the place would be coated with yellow pollen for at least about a week or two. But I noticed they sprinkled it one time and stopped. You're going to hear a lot of helicopter activity around you when they're putting pollen out, because they got to sprinkle it. Look, check this out. Now, this message is not for everybody. Now, if you're overseas, then you can't relate to one half of what I'm talking about. So for sure, you're going to say, oh, she's crazy, she's nuts. You're not in America, so you don't know what I'm talking about. You won't know unless you come here. If you are in America and you're not living in the South, then you won't be able to relate to the yellow powdery thing that I'm talking about. You won't. It's only for people who have experienced the pollen phenomenon. The pollen phenomenon is around March to April, right around springtime, when they just powder the place with yellow pollen, so-called pollen. And that's not what that is. It's sulfur. Look at it good, guys. That's sulfur. Now you tell me, you look at it, you get you a sample of it, you prove to me that it's not sulfur, okay? That ends this video. Could you please subscribe to my channel? If you feel like you should be here, subscribe to me, because like I said, they do not, YouTube do not share my videos any longer in anybody's email. They only, the only y'all, I got so much on my mind, so sometimes y'all gonna hear me like that because I'm busy. I'm really busy. I have a lot of things going on up here. And so that's why I stopped for a minute. But if you're not a YouTube star, they're not going to share your information. They're not. So if you want this, you will have to bookmark me and check regularly to see if I'm doing videos, and I'm going to be more regular. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to the high definition cam. It's just so much to put to hassle with. I do mostly Facebook. So if you want me, please visit me on Facebook. I am Spiritually Naima. That's where I do most of my uploads because it's hassle free. I can grab my cell phone right here, bam, record it, bam, and it's there within no more than 2 or 3 minutes. With YouTube, it's difficult. I mean, you have to upload to. Now I do have now if you want to, I do have another YouTube channel. It's called Vanita Davis. That's my other YouTube video, and if you come out there, you can get some quick videos there because this will go straight to YouTube real quick. For some reason, it's set for that only one. Vanita Davis is not set for this one, and I don't know how to do it. I'm sure it's a way to do it, but I just really don't have the time to figure out what to do, anyways. But so just come here. I have a website for people. I'm putting products on there, and I was told by my children, my grown children, they were like, "Mama, some of these price ranges are kind of like out of people's reach." So I will be putting products on there that are more affordable for people who want to do their own work and don't necessarily need a practitioner to help them with a love spell or whatever. I can definitely provide the products and stuff like that for you, the items you need, so that you can do your own work if possible. I have mojos for your work, money, blackjack dolls, a little bit of everything on there on my site, and I will be putting more affordable things on the site. If you want to know where the site is, you'll see it. Just go outside the channel, look on the channel. The beginning of the channel. How would I put it? Go to my channel and you'll see in exclamation points my new website. Click on the website and just take a look at it, get an idea for it or whatever. But more affordable things will be there for people who really need some supernatural work done. Okay, and I think that's going to be it. And please subscribe. Okay, please subscribe, and that's going to do it.